Today, we're diving into one of the trickiest parts of running a school, conflict. We're going to break down a clear, actionable playbook designed just for head teachers to help you turn all that daily friction into some real opportunities for growth. So here's our game plan. First, we'll get a handle on the challenge itself and, understand the battlefield. Then we'll zoom in on your crucial role as a leader. After that, we get to the really practical stuff, a step-by-step playbook for peace. And we'll wrap up by looking at how to build a kind of lasting harmony across the whole school.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the school's unspoken challenge. Look, every school leader deals with conflict, right? But very few have a solid system for it. We're going to talk about how you can start reframing it, not as chaos you have to survive, but as a real chance to make things better.
So, picture this. Teachers are bickering in the staff room, students are at each other's throats on the playground, and your phone is ringing off the hook with unhappy parents. It's a pretty stressful scene, isn't it? When that's your reality, you're not educating anymore. You're just playing firefighter, and the whole school feels it. But here's the thing. The goal isn't a school with zero conflict. Actually, a school with no disagreements at all might just be a sign that nobody cares enough to argue. Conflict is totally inevitable. What really matters, what defines everything, is how you, as the leader, handle it. When you manage it well, you can actually build stronger relationships and make smarter decisions. Okay, Section 2, understanding the battlefield. Now that we're looking at conflict as an opportunity, let's get a little more specific. Before you can solve it, you've got to know exactly what you're dealing with and where it's coming from. At its most basic level, conflict is just a clash. It could be a clash over resources, opinions, values, anything really. It's just the natural friction that happens when you bring a bunch of different people together. And a school is a pressure cooker of different people, right? And these conflicts usually pop up in a few key areas. You see it between teachers arguing about who's pulling their weight or which teaching method is better. You definitely see it in those high-stakes conversations between teachers and parents about grades or behavior. Figuring out who's involved. Is it teacher to teacher, student to student, or something else? That's the absolute first step to finding the right way forward. Which brings us to Section 3, and this is maybe the most critical part, your role in all this. As the head teacher, you are the leader, the mediator, and ultimately the decision maker. You're right at the heart of it all.
Here's the deal. Ignoring conflict just isn't an option. It's like seeing a tiny spark and walking away. You know it's going to turn into a blaze. Your job is to step in, but not as a judge with a gavel. Think of yourself more as a facilitator. By tackling these issues calmly and fairly, you're protecting that positive, productive learning environment every single student deserves.
All right, Section 4, a playbook for peace. We've talked about the problem, we've talked about your role. Now for the really good stuff. This is your practical, step-by-step guide for actually resolving these conflicts.
So imagine it happens. A fiery disagreement lands right on your desk. The tension in the room is thick. In that moment, the big question is, okay, what do I do first? The answer is having a clear process you can trust every single time.
And here it is, your 6-step playbook. Step 1, you have to be a detective. Listen past the emotions to find out what the real issue is. 2, stay neutral. This is non-negotiable. The second you take a side, you've lost your credibility. 3, create a safe space for people to talk, a place where they feel heard, not attacked. 4, find that common ground. In a school, it's almost always the kids' well-being. Remind them of that. 5, guide them to a solution they build together. Don't just hand one down. That way they'll actually own it. And finally, number 6, monitor. Just a quick check-in a week later can make sure everything is still on track. Okay, on to our final section, building lasting harmony. Because, putting out fires one by one is important, but the real win is so much bigger. It's about building a school culture where these destructive fights don't happen nearly as often in the first place. A great leader needs a whole toolkit, not just one hammer. You see, sometimes you need a full-on collaboration to find that perfect win-win. But other times, a quick compromise is honestly the best path forward. If people just can't talk to each other, that's when you step in as a mediator. And hey, don't knock strategic avoidance. Sometimes the smartest move is to let everyone cool off for a bit. True leadership is knowing which tool to pull out at the right time. But honestly, the best strategy of all, it's prevention. This isn't about running away from conflict. It's about building a school where it's way less likely to get ugly. Things like having clear rules, making sure decisions are transparent, and fostering a real culture of respect and teamwork. These are the building blocks of a school where disagreements get solved constructively, way before they ever blow up and land in your office.
So, we'll end with a question to take with you. Think about one point of friction happening in your school right now, no matter how small it seems. Using this playbook, how could you reframe that? How could you turn it from a headache to be managed into a real chance to build a stronger, healthier school culture? The power to make that shift, it really does start with you.